Happy mid-month, y'all. I cannot believe we are halfway through September, yet here we are. It's the 15th. So I have an empties video for you. Normally I do these at the end of the month, but with the way this month was going, I said, you know what? I'm going to do a mid-month because I have a lot. And if I already have a lot, that means the end of September would just be, a 2-hour long video. And I know some of y'all would be down for that, but the editing on a 2-hour video is exhausting. So I'm going to do a mid-month this time around. My name is Tracy. This is the 3-Wick Thesis Candle channel, and I have some empties from Bath & Body Works. I have a whole lot of empties from Goose Creek, and then I have a couple from Homeworx, Yankee, Kringle, and a few oddballs here that I finished up from other brands. I'm going to start with Bath & Body Works because that's kind of where I always begin in anything I do. I have 8 3-Wicks I'm going to talk about, 2 Single-Wicks, and a few bath products. I'll start with the 3-Wicks. First one is Ariel from the Disney Princess collab. I have quite a few from Bath & Body Works in this particular empties video that were carryovers from my birthday rotation. I was doing some like ocean things and aquatic vibes. Hadn't burned this one yet, so broke it out. Did really enjoy it. This one, of all the princess candles I have burned thus far, was the dirtiest, although it's still super clean. Just a little bit of soot, and I don't know if you can see back over here, there is some wax discoloration that happened with this one. Nothing serious, nothing to be like, oh, I would never buy this candle again, but compared to the other ones which were burning really, really clean, this one did have just a little bit of issue with discoloration. This is Sea Salt Breeze, Golden Citrus and Coral Waters. I do have a backup. By the way, Maud is losing his mind over there. In case you're ever wondering why there is a hole in my ottoman in that location, that's it right there. That's why. Because he tears it up. What are you doing? I don't know. He was chasing his own tail earlier, so he's just having a good time back there. Anyway, I do like this fragrance. It is very aquatic, a little bit sweet. I feel like it smells like a fresh ocean breeze. That citrus is nice. It just adds what feels to me more like a bergamot note to this than anything. I do have a backup of this that I'm excited to get into, and then the Disney Princess ones all had their words that kind of describe their character and a portrait or silhouette. So Ariel is in there, and then her candle says, Curious Explorer Independent. And the jars always had her signature, whichever princess it was, on the back here. This one has a seashell. A little bit basic in terms of label, a little bit basic in terms of scent, but I did like that one out of the collection. Got through a Mainstreet Bakery. Now this was a sass candle from last winter, and per usual with this particular candle, I got some discoloration. This used to be a very beautiful, sunshiny, bright yellow, and it is now discolored from, I'm guessing, soot from burning it with the wicks. You'll also see in the wax pool, there is not only wick residue, so fibers from the wicks, but also some discoloration. Otherwise, on the jar, it's looking good. And I think part of the problem with this candle is this one tends to get duddy or like swamp wicks, usually about halfway down, and that's when I start to see the discoloration. So when the flame isn't high enough, it seems like it's feeding the wax pool, stuff you don't want in there that causes that discoloration. Mainstreet Bakery is one of our favorites. It's just kind of a classic Bath & Body Works. It's fresh banana, vanilla wafers, cinnamon, sugar. And I love this candle so much that I want to eat it, and I have actually done one of my Scent to Table episodes on this where I made banana pudding with vanilla wafers and ate it, and it did taste just how this candle smells. So very authentic vanilla pudding with banana, cinnamon, and sugar. Delicious. I think we still have like 2 or 3 more of those from Sass in our back stock. We have a stockpile of that one. Breaks my heart to have gotten through one of these, but here we are. I got through one of my Happy Hanukkahs from 2023. Also, just to be clear, with that strawberry strudel candle, there's a lot of people comparing it to Happy Hanukkah. This is the Happy Hanukkah they are comparing it to. If you were to go to Sass or shop online and you see a Happy Hanukkah from 2024, it's not that one. Don't buy it. That one was good, but completely different. That was more of like an incense-y sort of vibe. This is a delicious raspberry, donutty, jammy, edible candle. I love it so much. I did get this at my outlet store These show up like every once in a while. All of a sudden there's just a 6-pack sitting there, and I usually grab 1 or 2, and they're usually $10 a piece. And this one's the international label, so it has all the different languages on it. Looks different than the ones that we have here in the States. It's pillowy fried donut, sweet jelly filling, sprinkled with powdered sugar. Ah, yes. The jam note in here is so good. I feel like the dough note is very light. It's subtle. It's there. It lets you know this is a pastry, and then it's sweet. This one did get a little bit sooty in terms of scent, although the wax discoloration is not horrible. Hard to tell in the jar, but I don't see evidence of a lot of soot. I think there's just a little bit over here. I see some darkness, a little bit of a shadow. Otherwise, pretty clean burn on that one. I think I have 1 or 2 more of those. Not enough. That's all I know. And I don't think that strawberry strudel is a 1-for-1 of that. If you can get one that works, I assume that they are comparable and that they would scratch the same itch. But based off of my smell of the one I do have, that by the way has now turned completely to swamp wicks and won't stay lit, that one, it is more of a strawberry note. This one feels more of like a mixed berry or raspberry. And speaking of raspberry, I also got through another one of my raspberry rosés. This is also a SAS candle from last year. I really liked the lids on this one, this collection. I like the label too. Something about those raspberries and the way it kind of is an asymmetric design. This is chilled rosé, sweet raspberries, and pink sugar. This is so good. It is sweet without being cloying. It is a beautiful raspberry scent. I feel like you actually get the sense of like a crystallized sugar or like those big sugar chunks that you would have. They're calling it pink sugar, which I know in vendor world, wax vendor, that means it's usually perfumey. This is legitimately just feels like big, huge grains of sugar. It gives that sort of vibe. Which I now know, y'all, that Raspberry Mimosa is a relabel of this one. Apparently Raspberry Rosé is the OG. You all informed me of that. I appreciate that information. I would absolutely buy this one again in Raspberry Rosé if it came out under that name. But now I have the Raspberry Mimosa Clean Burn, which I am saving for probably January. I liked having this one in January. I think I burned it in my February rotation too because I bought a bunch of these at SAS, but this is my last one. So I don't know. I'm going to save Raspberry Mimosa for a different season. It feels more like a good New Year's or like a Valentine's Day candle to me. And this one went really well with my summer fruit series I was doing. Bronzed Sunset. Now I know that this is a beloved sunscreen fragrance from Bath & Body Works. I picked this up at SAS during the winter. This candle, to me, felt like it would not die. I wanted it to end. I wanted it to end by the time it got to about right here. It's just not my thing. Exotic Coconut, Island Waves, and Soft Musk. Yeah, this is a very deep, strong sunscreen vibe. It's not Banana Boat. It's not like sunscreen oil. It's not 90s sunscreen. It feels more like those like really thick tropical sunscreens that you slather on. It's not the greasy kind. It's more of the oily kind. It's not my vibe. It just wasn't my vibe. Now the wax pool looks gross. That's not because of an issue with the candle. That is because I let it self-extinguish, and when it got down to 1 wick, I tried to slosh it out, and instead it just sloshed the wax all over the wicks that had already gone out. So that mess is my fault. Really clean burn. Honestly, solid performer, good throw. I feel like it, lasted way longer than any candle I've ever owned. I was just like, how am I not hitting this 45-hour time limit yet? I feel like it's been going forever. But now it's done, and I can say this is a one and done for me. Glad others appreciate it, but for me it was just, it's too much sunscreen. I also finished up Dutch Apple Waffle. This is one of the online exclusives that I did a lit review on. This is more of a apple pie fragrance to me. This did not read at all like, definitely not Dutch apple waffle or Dutch waffles. It smelled more like, yeah, it smelled like apple pie, like straight up like apple pie. It's not a bad thing. I just don't think it's as advertised. Very clean burn. Wax pool has no discoloration. There is what looks like a dead mosquito in there. Yep, been catching mosquitoes lately with my candles. No wax residue on the jar. Yeah, spicy baked apple with like a hint of what feels like a sweet pastry style. I did have a note that I left myself to remember to tell y'all that this was swampy at 50. That means that at the halfway point it turned swampy. I do know that with this one, which is usually how I treat all my swamp wicks, I just let them rip all day until they come back to life. I let this one rip for about 4 or 5 hours, and it came back. I trimmed the wicks the next day. It swamped out again. It came back after another 3 or 4 hours. Then I said, you know what, I'm not going to trim the wicks because maybe that's the issue. Didn't trim it. It was fine. Went back to trimming it, and it was fine. So I don't know, about halfway point, it struggled a bit. Decided to not trim the wicks. Seemed to come back and help it recover, and then it was good. I would say at best medium strength on this one, maybe a little bit leaning towards strong, but that one was just kind of a solid medium strength thrower in my open concept. Another one that I felt like would not die, Caribbean Escape. I don't dislike this scent. It just feels a little bit boring to me, and I feel like the throw and the scent wasn't that great. I was blending this with my sunscreen candles, so maybe that didn't help. I was blending this with my ocean aquatic theme I had going on. I was blending this with my body care vanilla theme I had going on. So this just became a companion candle because it didn't really stand on its own, and I just used it to kind of amplify other scents in the room. This is one of the Vault candles that got returned. That was this late spring, early summer, if I recall. I just remember I picked this up and grabbed 2 of them. I ended up sending one to Charity Rose because I thought I would like the scent a lot more than I did, and she didn't get one, so I sent one off to her. Love the pink lid on this, though. It reminds me of the Perfect and Pink lid. But yeah, it's just not for me. Again, I don't dislike it. It's just kind of boring. Tropical melon, raspberry nectar, and creamy coconut. Yeah, the creamy coconut in here kind of gives me sunscreen vibes and how it plays with that melon, which is why I was pairing it with the more sunscreeny notes. And then the raspberry nectar is sweet, a little bit fruity, but for me it's mostly coconut with a little bit of tropical vibes that reads like sunscreen. So just not a favorite of mine. Would not repurchase that one. Glad to have experienced it because it was a Vault fragrance, but it's not for me. Also finished up Moana. This was the other Disney princess I got through so far this month, and this is a carryover. I was burning this in August as well. Scent notes are lush green palms, plumeria breeze, and coconut water. I like this scent. I think it is for the masses. That's the best way for me to describe it. It feels like they chose some scents that tend to be a little bit off-putting, so palm can be off-putting. The Hubs has decided we don't like palm, even though I do. Plumeria can be a little bit too white and sharp and floral. Coconut water is usually not offensive, but I feel like they took these scents that normally, if you like them, you kind of want them to blast you, and they tuned it way down. And I'm guessing that's for, non-Bath & Body Works people. They didn't want to overwhelm them. So this feels like a very muted candle for the scent notes. I like the fresh palm in here. I like the plumeria. It's very soft and creamy. That coconut water just adds a hint of like earthiness and warmth. I do have another one of these. I might end up destashing it because the strength and throw on this wasn't that great. I would say medium to light, and it didn't fill the space. So this became like the Caribbean Escape. It just became a companion candle for other ones that I was burning. I also have some discoloration in this one. Over here you can see there was some wick residue. Walls of it look okay. Little bit of soot up here. And this one has, what is it? Driven, adaptable, and independent. And then you have Moana on the back there, her portrait. I don't know what I'm going to do with my extra. Actually, I think I have 2 extra. I might destash those. Again, it's not a bad scent. I want more. I want more fragrance, and I like palm. I want more palm, but we're going to get to a palm candle that Jason was like, can we just be done? And I was like, all right, that's fine. So he doesn't, we're learning. All right, Single-Wicks from Bath & Body Works. I have 2. One of them is the brown sugar toaster treat. This one is technically, I think, called Sweet as Sugar. I did pick this up at my outlet for $3. It is crumbled crust, gooey brown sugar, and sprinkled cinnamon. It smells exactly like the cinnamon sugar toaster strudels that my mom used to make me as a kid. It is like melty, ooey gooey cinnamon sugar. You get a pastry flaky note. You get a sense of what feels like some sort of icing. That's not a scent note in here, but it feels like a sugar icing is on this. It did really well for a single wick. Again, I use a Hurricane for my single wicks from Crate and Barrel. It's part of the London collection. They have a Hurricane that I think is a 6-inch that's perfect for single wicks. So I don't get a lot of tunneling. I don't get a lot of sooting. I don't get a lot of stuff sticking to the walls with my single wicks. So I finished up this one, which y'all was really helping to amplify this single wick. So I was burning these together at the same time to finish this one up because this one had almost no strength. This is the Vanilla Pumpkin Marshmallow. I picked this up last year, like early last year. I think this was one of my first rewards when I really started shopping at Bath & Body Works, and I was like, let's try a single wick. And I had sworn them off for a bit, and then I just realized, oh, maybe it was just that one, because I think I got Frozen Lake and was like, oh, that actually smells really good. This one had no throw at all, no strength. Tahitian vanilla, pumpkin spice, homemade marshmallow, and drizzled caramel. I like the scent. It's like sweet, spicy. The vanilla is playing really nicely with the caramel, which reads a little bit like bitter. The marshmallow is ooey gooey. Yeah, I really like this. I did pick it up in the online exclusive 3-wick. I have played with it. I haven't gotten really into it. I was doing a review on it and kind of just, you know, along with everything else, I'm like, oh, I'll get to that. That one I don't think is a massive performer either. I will have a review out on that eventually. It's on the schedule. It's just out there a bit. So I hope the 3-wick does better than the single wick, but so far the jury is out on that. It will be to be determined. Let me show you the inside of that one, because that one did have a little bit of wax residue on the wall. Also, this was an older candle, so it did have some discoloration that was happening, but that was discolored before I lit it. So that wasn't an issue with it sooting. That was an issue with the wax aging, and that happens frequently with vanilla candles that age. They turn yellow. Same thing with body creams and body lotions. They tend to yellow if they have vanilla in them. I don't know why. I don't know what the science behind that is. 2 body products. One of them is the shower steamer in the lavender and vanilla. This is the aromatherapy, just straight up lavender vanilla. These do okay for me. You know, they're just a little hint of something something in the shower. Definitely get more lavender than vanilla when wet. When this is dry, it feels pretty well balanced, almost powdery, which I don't necessarily appreciate, but in the shower it does warm up and become more earthy and more floral. Blueberry Bellini hand soap. Really liked this one. It felt like a perfect like end of summer, early fall scent. Wild blueberry, bright citrus, and sparkling prosecco. The blueberry in this is nice and fresh, juicy. With the prosecco, you just get this hint of what feels almost like a boozy sweetness. Like it does smell like a white wine to me. And I don't get the citrus, but I'm sometimes citrus blind. So happy to have had this one. It's backup worthy, but I just can't right now. I have too many soaps. I would absolutely buy more of this. If I see this at Winter Sass, it's going in the bag, assuming it's not Sass pricing. And if I saw it next summer, I would pick it up. I did enjoy that one. Okay, let's talk about Goose Creek Empties. I have 16 3-wicks that we're going to get through. The first one is Cashmere Linens. This came out as a part of like the neutral line dupe, in my opinion, of Bath & Body Works. These have not done great for me. Like the White Barn neutrals, they soot really bad, so I've got some really ugly sootiness in there. The wax pool gets pretty discolored, and it is a shame because a lot of the scents I have from this collection are absolutely amazing, and I would definitely rebuy them, but I'm not going to rebuy them in this particular jar. So I love Cashmere Linens. It does remind me a lot of Yankee's, is it Warm Luxe Cashmere? Except I can smell this one. Even then, this one has medium throw. It wasn't a powerhouse, but it definitely let you know it was in the room. Vanilla Cashmere, Smooth Amber, and Coconut Sandalwood. Yeah, it's just warm, smooth, vanilla body care, cozy, comforting. And I was pairing this with all of my, I'm on a massive vanilla body care kick. I was pairing it with the new Yankee, what is it? Scary Treats, Scary Sweets. I always get it wrong. I'm pairing it with a couple of other that were in here, Warm and Welcome, which I'm still burning in this month's rotation. So you'll see some other ones in here in that same theme. I had pulled those in August for my birthday, and I just keep adding to it. So it's carrying over into September. We got through a key lime cake pop. The Hubs is very sad that this is sold out. He is absolutely loving this scent. It is a thrower. It is amazing. It is strong. It is ooey gooey. You have to like lime. But if you want like a strong cake fragrance, which I feel like is very hard to find, and you are okay with key lime, this is the way to go. Also, the wax melts do really well. I just happen to have one sitting here. It's not gone yet, but very close. The wax melts do really well in this scent as well. This particular collection is okay in terms of burn quality. I'm getting some soot with this line. So you see some discoloration in the wax there. It didn't affect the smell of it at all, so I don't mind, but I would prefer a cleaner burn. Plus the colored wax is really cool, so when that gets discolored with soot or wick residue, it's kind of disappointing. This one's Juicy Lime, Cake Batter, Vanilla Icing, and Sparkling Sugar. This absolutely is a repurchase for me when it gets back in stock. And I don't know when that will be, probably not until next summer, and I will be buying more than one. I thought the Hubs would like it. I didn't realize he would like it quite so much, and I would have stocked up. Lemon Boardwalk Cone is another one that I got through. Now this one, y'all, this one got real ugly, and I mean real ugly in the bottom. Lots and lots of discoloration in the wax pool. I know I was watching Wanda's channel, and she was saying, I think hers, it was like first burn. She said nope and returned it and reached out to Goose Creek, and I think they gave her a gift card or something. Mine didn't get this gross until about halfway down, and it didn't affect the smell. It just is ugly. So I kept burning it because I absolutely love this one. I love this entire collection, although the apple one I'm experimenting with. I don't know what's going on with that one. It's turned Windexy again. I don't know if y'all remember my review. Smelled like Windex on cold, and then it was beautiful on warm. It's back to sniffing like Windex, so I'm trying to work it out with a lamp. I don't know what's going on. We're going to see. It might end up in a D-stash. But this one was gorgeous. Good lemon scent. Candied lemon, vanilla bean, and baked waffle cone. You get that baked waffle cone note. It's just kind of sugary, soft, and sweet, a little bit like a brown sugar. The lemon in here is candied. It's not too sharp. It's not too bright. Kind of smells like an overly sweet, like lemonade or lemon sorbet or sherbet with ice cream cone. Really good. I will definitely rebuy this one when it comes out, if it comes out next year. I liked that whole collection. And it sold out really fast. The only one I was able to reorder was the OG, the berry cone, just the regular one. Vacation Vanilla. This is another one of the body care vanillas that I got through. Tiara. I can never say this word right, y'all. I'm sorry. Tiara? Tiare? Petals. Sheer Sands and Vanilla Orchid. And this is just a classic vanilla orchid scent. You smell it once, you smell it everywhere. Again, very body care. It's like a little bit perfumey, a little bit floral with this really, really sweet vanilla. The vanilla feels almost like edible frosting, and then you've got the orchid note in there and the other petal note, and it starts to smell more like body care or a really nice lotion. This one, also sooty, discolored. It doesn't look bad in the camera, but it is pretty murky. In general, it kind of left almost like a waxy film on everything. That's not the color of the label. That is like wax residue. And then you can see there's some discoloration in the wax pool. It's dark, kind of gray. So not the best burn. Didn't affect the scent, however, so I went with it. Enjoyed it. Would absolutely rebuy this next year. Yeah, you can see on the bottom it's pretty discolored. It's kind of gross. Hopefully different jar would be better. Sea salt, neroli, and vanilla. I like this better, personally, in the wax melt. The candle was okay. It just got a little bit, I don't know, it got a little bit boring in the candle, maybe because there's too much and it took too long to get through. And I feel like with the wax melts, I enjoyed it for a limited time and then moved on. So I think from now on, when I buy this one, it will be wax melt only. It's sun-kissed neroli, warm coconut, and salted vanilla. The neroli is really nice. It's not too sharp, not too bright. The coconut really helps to round it out, soften it up. And the salted vanilla, you do actually get a sense of like a dryness, a saltiness. It almost feels briny. It is sunscreeny, but like, it's like you put on sunscreen in the morning and then you've been at the beach all day and you've been kind of sweaty and in and out of the water and you're just kind of sitting there chilling and you smell like heat, you smell sunshine, you smell ocean water and dried salt on your body, but you're also kind of getting a little bit of sunscreen from the morning. You should reapply, by the way. But anyways, it gives me that vibe. Like, I've been at the beach all day baking in the sun and I'm just warm and comfortable and happy. And like, this is the residual feeling of the beach. So for that reason, I do really like this one. In terms of burn quality, it did pretty good. Not a lot of soot, just a little bit of discoloration in the wax pool. I would put this at a medium strength. I would repurchase this, but I think, again, I would lean towards the wax melts more than the candle. All right, y'all, this one is actually technically an unempty, and I could put it in a D-stash, but I'm not giving it away. I'm throwing it away, and that is the Kettle Corn. I'm so confused by this candle. So, first of all, you'll see I've been doing some surgery on it. I would show you. This is not a reflection of the burn quality. It actually was a clean burner. The problem is about my fourth burn, it started just smelling straight up like tar. Like you're tarring a roof and it stinks, like burnt tar. I thought, well, you know what? Maybe it got sooty, because when you look at the wax pool, it would look like this. It would look brown, but when it was lit, it was turning black. So I thought, well, either it's just like the effect of the color that's in here, or it got really, really sooty. So I'm going to dump it out. So I put it under the lamp, let it come to full pool. I think I was only about probably right here. I wasn't that far in. Again, maybe like my fourth burn, it started smelling funny. So I put it under the lamp, let it come to pool. Thought, I'll get out whatever's in there. It's mucky, it's gross. Let me just dump that out. So I dumped that out into the trash and was left with quite a bit of wick. So it gives you an idea of how much I dumped out. Thought, okay, well, let me stick it back under the lamp, remelt it, and we'll see if that scent comes back. Put it under the lamp, it came to full wax pool, and I was like, it's still there. So I don't know if that's their idea of what, you know, kettle corn and toffee is supposed to smell like. But y'all, this candle was nasty. It did not smell like that to me on like the initial review that I did on this candle. I remember not really liking it, and I remember saying that it didn't smell like kettle corn, but it did not stink like this one did. And this one, and I have another one in this pile, same thing. That one I also tried to do surgery on. It failed, and now it's in the empties because it didn't work out. But this is a no-go. I would absolutely not reorder this. I don't know what's going on, and I'm not the only one. I've seen on the subreddit, and I think y'all have made comments on my videos about this toffee kettle corn, that there's something funky with it. And I might reach out to them. It's definitely past the return period, but I might just send them the batch number and just say, there's something gross with this one. Actually, I'm going to set it aside because I think they need to know. I don't know that they'll do anything, but it's nasty, and it's not because of my burning, because I literally cleaned out all the burnt stuff and started over. It's that candle. There's something about it that is just off. Golden Coconut Glow, another one in my kind of like sunscreen. I was really trying to enjoy, like, feeling like this was the end of summer. You know, this is going to be my last sunscreen burn. And framing it that way, the hubs is like, can we please just be done with sunscreen? He's like, I don't want to smell sunscreen anymore. I'm like, I know, but like, it's also kind of the last time we're going to smell sunscreen. We're moving into fall and winter. We won't get this again until, well, January. So it was nice to be sniffing these and kind of wrapping up summer, but also I was just getting burnt out on all the sunscreen stuff. But I do really like this one. Bronzed Coconut, Tiare Flower, Sun-Drenched Woods, and Beach Musk. Yeah, this is another one similar to Sea Salt and Neroli that feels like you've been sitting at the beach all day. You just get this sense of warmth and like being sun-kissed and having like an ocean near you. Yeah, it is sunscreeny, but I don't think it's the most offensive. That Bronze Sunset from Bath & Body Works was the most sunscreeny so far of this bunch. Another clean burn. Wax pool, a little bit discolored. You can see some wick residue in there. This one seemed to go on forever as well. I don't know if that's just like a sunscreen candle vibe where they go on forever, or if it was like me wanting to be done, but it did last a long time. Medium to high strength on that one. And I would rebuy that one, actually. I really do. I like that one. I would buy that in candle form next year. Clean Girl Aesthetic is another of the kind of body care vanilla vibes I was getting through. This is Vanilla Suede, Beige Amber, and Italian Bergamot. Also a dirty burn. It's that same like ceramic. And you'll notice not black, but more of that like vanilla kind of waxy discoloration. And the wax pool is a little bit grimy. It's sooty and has some wick residue in it. Also self-extinguished. That's why you're seeing those divots in there. This is clearly some sort of like ceramic paint coating, because I don't know if you'll be able to see that, but this has like scratches in it. It got chipped. So the jar also started to get really ugly as I went through the burn. I don't know if that's from my wick trimmer or my wick dipper or, you know, my tweezers pulling a bug out, but it did scratch the paint and chip it off. So in general, just feels cheaply made. Again, I would not buy the Neutrals knockoff. And if they were trying to knock off Bath & Body Works' nasty White Barn labels that performed poorly, they succeeded. This is exactly what the White Barn labels used to do. So I do like this one. It is vanilla body care. It kind of feels like girly and feminine, sweet. I swear I pick up on more of like a berry note in here than a bergamot or amber. But I like it. I would buy it again, just not in that label. The Hubs Finished Up Orange Cream Sherbet. This one is one he really liked. This smells just like a Flintstones push-up pop. It's juicy orange, sugared peach, and creamy vanilla. And he was mixing this with another citrus one I'm going to share with you. Actually, two different citrus ones I'm going to share with you. This is just such a sugary, juicy, ice cream-like orange. It's creamy without being too sour, too lactonic. Little bit of soot over here on the jar. A little bit up here. So kind of the first half, it did burn really hot and I had to kind of babysit it in the first half. And then there is some discoloration in the wax pool. Again, this is a part of that same collection. Having sooty issues with this collection as well. Marshmallow Sugar is doing something similar. Love the candle. Don't like the label jar combination that's causing the burn issues with that one. Oh, Perfect Day. This one is so good, y'all. I understand the hype around this. You'll see I just let this rip. I burned it all the way to the end. I wasn't ready to be done. And it's not available anymore. I think y'all said this one is it Autumn Nights? It's a relabel of, which I'm seeing in Wax Melts, but not yet out in 3-Wick. It's Warm Amber, Creamy Sandalwood, and Golden Petals. And this is just a nice, earthy, creamy scent. If you like sandalwood, you would love this. The amber is not too sharp in here. It is a warm amber, and you get just a hint of floral. It almost reads more like a nectar to me. It almost smells honey-like. Yeah, so beautiful. Clean burn. Just a little bit of discoloration in the wax pool. Nothing serious. No soot. Very little wax residue on the jar. So absolutely amazing. Should have bought more than one. Would definitely buy that next year. Okay. My first apple scent of the season. Fresh Orchard Apple. Y'all, I really like this one. But to be fair, it's mostly pear. It's crisp red apple, ripe pear, and orchard woods. I can't remember if I reordered this one already or if I'm going to reorder it. This is a reorder for me, and it's going to be a reorder this season. I like it that much. Very clean burn. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better burn on this one. It's definitely, I'm going to say strong, leaning towards medium. It's on the stronger side. This is such a good blender. It's good by itself too, but this blends so well with so many different candles. I was pairing this with some of my bakery apple. I was pairing this with like Sandy Cheeks, the oak candle, so you can pair it with a woody candle. I was pairing this with cinnamon bark. I was pairing this with cinnamon pine cone from Bath & Body Works that I'm reviewing. You know, I mean, like, just put this next to a candle and it's gonna jam with it. It's just a beautiful, juicy pear apple scent with not much else there. It's just, I love it. And the burn is amazing and I can't have enough. Now, I will say, I also have Bath & Body Works, what is it, apple picking, something apple picking. They're very similar. They're not the same. I'm getting like similar vibes from the two, and I like this one better. So if you like that one, you would like this one. Love it. Need more. Yeah, I may already have one coming to me. I swear I put it in the cart, but then it may have been during the buy 4 or buy 3, get 4, and I didn't have enough to get more. That dumb sale. I don't like it. Okay, this is the other one that smelled like nasty tar. And the evidence is gone because I had to do the same thing. So this is the blueberry funnel cake. Started to smell real nasty, real burnt. And I was like, what is happening with this candle? I think I was mentioning in my comments, or maybe it was on the subreddit, other people were having the same experience with this. And I was like, you know what? It's the candle. It's the wax pool, because the wax pool was turning black, similar to the lemon Boardwalk cone one. It started to look like that. Same thing, put it under the lamp. I was like, you know what? I'm going to clear it out, get rid of all that sooty wax, bring it back to life and see if that helps. Poured it out, and it did. It definitely helped it. It's back to smelling like its beautiful blueberry pastry original scent. However, for whatever reason, after I dumped the wax pool out and trimmed the wicks wouldn't stay lit. They won't stay lit. They just won't. So I was like, all right, whatever. I give up. Like, I'm done with this candle. It's giving me a hard time. Why? Why is this happening with this particular collection and with these other ones? This one, same thing, soot issues. And the same thing with this one, right? I was having a real good streak with Goose Creek. I was having like, oh yeah, they're finally fixing their burn problems. And then these collections came out. And I'm like, oh, well, maybe not. So anyways, ended up lamping this one to try to get the rest of the life out of there. It's done now. I won't buy it again in this particular jar. Loved the scent. I would rebuy it in a different label, different package, but not that one. And I'm going to put that one with the Kettle Corn and just email them about both of those. Oh, this is not the right lid for this, by the way. This is one of them that I got and was like, oh, the lid is messed up. I'll put a different lid on it. This lid's fine. It still doesn't fit. So it's the jar. There's something wrong with the jar on this one. This is the Jungle Palm Trees. Now I love this scent. This is a beautiful palm scent. Jungle palm leaves, sweet bamboo, and dewy apple. It literally feels like palm and wet forest. And like wet palm forest. Like tropical, jungle, wet, damp. It's beautiful. Every time I lit it, the hubs was like, ugh, that palm candle again. I was like, whatever. I like this one. He said the same thing about the Kringle avocado and palm, and I don't like that one as much. That one is too much for me. But this is beautiful with the way it blends with the freshness. So if you are looking for a deep in the jungle, it's rainy and you're smelling palm, this is going to be a go-to for you. I think this comes out every year. I don't know that I'll rebuy it, and if I do, it will be a desk candle only for me because the hubs does not like it. However, this thing is a beast, and I don't know if I'd want it as a desk candle. It would be very, very strong. We'll see. I love it. I love it so much. It was a little bit dirty. Have some soot on the jar there. A little bit of discoloration in the wax pool, but nothing too serious. So yeah, I would absolutely rebuy this, but the hubs is kind of, he's banned palm in the house at this point. So we'll see how that goes. We'll figure out who's the boss in this situation. Okay. Another one with this same collection, Soothing Coconut. This is also sunscreeny to me. I do not like this scent at all. Ironically, and not surprisingly, the hubs was like, well, that's the only good sunscreen scent you've burned all summer. And I'm like, ugh, I disagree. But it's got orange in it, so he liked it for that reason. It's milky coconut, creamy vanilla, sweet orange, and island rain. And to me, this just smells like an orange flavored antacid or like an orange toilet bowl cleaner. It's not right. I don't like it. I do not like how this smells at all. The orange in here is very tangy and kind of powdery. It's blending with the vanilla and the coconut in a way that makes me think that it's like a medicine or like a cleaner. It's not for me. And this one also had some discoloration. The wax pool has turned pretty like yellowish gray, but not so bad on the sides of the jar. And you can see on the bottom there's some discoloration. The wax is pretty muddy down here. I will not buy this again. Even if he likes it, I wouldn't even designate that as a downstairs desk candle for him because that did have good strength and throw. It would creep up here and I don't want to smell it. So that's a one and done for me. But if you like, creamy orange that gives you that tangy vibe. You would enjoy that. All right, Crunchy Leaves is next. This one, beautiful when lit. Just gorgeous label. Very clean burn. No wick residue or soot in the bottom. Got through this one real fast. Again, good blender. I was blending with this with all the different scents this month. Autumn leaves, bright citrus, and sweet cinnamon. This does remind me a little bit of Bath & Body Works leaves. However, I also feel like this has more of a spice note in it that makes it so that I can blend it with bakery scents. I was blending this with tree scents. I was blending this with just straight up apple, fresh apple fragrance. This is a really good companion candle. That's why I got through it so quick. I'm burning it with all the different themes that I have going this month. I like it. I don't know that I'll reorder it now that I have leaves from Bath & Body Works. Otherwise, I totally would. Again, they're not the same, but they're vibing in the same wheelhouse. Like they're very, very similar. And the last 3-wick from Goose Creek, Apple Cheesecake Cupcake. Again, a part of that same collection that's having a little bit of burn issue. This one actually did pretty well. Just a little bit of sooty discoloration in the wax pool. And again, that has those craters because this self-extinguished. This is sweet apple topping, cheesecake custard filling, and frosted vanilla cupcake. I actually want more lactonic sour cheesecake with this one. But this smells like an absolutely gorgeous, divine buttercream apple frosting. I don't think it's cheesecakey enough for my taste. I do really like it. It's repurchase worthy. I'm not going to rebuy it this year. I think it is out in a new label because it's like I have so many Apple Bakery at this point. I don't want a second one of this. I feel like I'm struggling to get through what I already have this month, October and November. Like I'm already planning my November rotation right now. So this one for me this season is a one and done, but I would absolutely buy this next year if it comes out again. All right, that is my Goose Creek empties. Now I have 2 from Homeworx, both of which are no-goes for me, not a recommendation for you. One of those is the Limoncello Cupcake. Now this is one that Charity sent me from the Charity Rose channel. She gifted this to me. It is limoncello, Sicilian lemons, candied lemons, sparkling sugar, creamy vanilla, and French butter, also known as, in the Homeworx world, unscented. It's such a good fragrance on cold, too. It smells just like ice lemon pound cake from Bath & Body Works. But this thing had absolutely no scent on warm. No strength. Couldn't smell it at all. Totally unscented. Even sitting right next to me on my desk. Tried lamping it. I could smell it a little bit. But it didn't help. So I burned it. It was ambiance. Loved the label. It was cute. A little bit of wax discoloration there from, it looks like wick residue. It's fuzzy. Would not recommend, even as an affiliate. Don't buy it. You're wasting your money. Another one you would be wasting your money on if you bought it, as I did, is the Palo Santo Pumpkin. I like this scent. It's woody, it's dark, it's mysterious. It's Palo Santo, pumpkin puree, cinnamon stick, and suede wood. It's masculine without being cologne-y. The hubs did not like this. He didn't like the suede note in here because it does smell very leathery. And it's like a darker leather. It's not like a soft leather like in Colin's Return. But this also did not deliver in terms of strength. Clean burn. Jar was really pretty when lit, but I couldn't smell it. I could smell this one better than the limoncello. And actually, when I got down to like the last third, I feel like this ramped up to a medium. But I'm not going to pay. It was $30 plus my affiliate discount. I'm not paying that price for an unscented candle until the bottom third. That's just not how I roll. So I would not recommend this either, even though I have an affiliate code, which if you ever want to shop Slacken & Co. and save 15% as long as you spend $40 on full price merchandise, 3-wick thesis. I'm not selling it. I'm not selling their brand. So, you know, it is what it is. I'll give you my code, but I don't recommend shopping there most of the time. It's so sad, y'all. Okay. Let's see. I have a couple from, I think I'll do Yankee next. 2 from Yankee. One of those is the Iced Banana Pop in the 2-wick that we got through. This one I don't have the scent notes on because, again, Yankee doesn't put them on their jars. I'll pop them up here in case you want them. It is like fresh banana with chocolate to me. I feel like I get a little bit of creamy vanilla. Absolutely amazing scent. Light leaning towards medium. Like for a Yankee, I was happy I could smell it at all, but not a powerhouse. Definitely not going to fill your space. One and done for me. Goose Creek has a chocolate covered banana that is very similar. I do think I like the scent of this one slightly better, but that one actually does have strength and throw. This one does not, so I would focus my energy on that one instead. This one, it looks like I did not get through, but I did. It's lemon gelato, and that is because this was living its life in my crock. This candle was one I picked up during their semi-annual clearance or semi-annual sale clearance. I forget what they call it. It was Saks. They sent it to me. I bought 5 of them. They were $10 each, and they sent it to me during the heat wave we were having, and they came melted and the wicks were lost. I didn't want to burn it, so I just crocked it. It did okay in the crock. You definitely got a sense of lemon candle in the room. However, not strong. And I don't know how these ones that survived with the wick are going to do, because this was just not good in terms of strength and throw. Also, I'll put the scent notes up here if I can find them. This one isn't on the internet anymore, but I think I have them in my spreadsheet. Love this scent. The Hubs loves this scent. We have multiple backups of this for that reason. Also, if you are wondering, what is a crock? Why would you put this in a crock? What does that look like? Wednesday, I'm going to have my video on crock versus lamp versus wax warmer. I'm going to test a couple different wax warmers, Scentsy against Walmart. It's going to be a fun video. Make sure you're subscribed if you want to see that in your feed. So I got through that one. Can't really smell it because most of the good smell, the good wax vibes are gone, and now it just kind of smells nasty. And then another unscented candle that I got through, also from the Hello Italy, same as lemon gelato, is the Olive and Cypress. This was bathroom ambiance. This had no scent. I don't even know why I lit it. It was a waste of time. All right, I have a few here from Kringle. One of them, so sad to see gone. It's my last one. Lemon Sugar Marshmallow. Y'all, love of my life. Best Easter candle, hands down. Best candle this year. This is so good. I love it so much. It smells like Fruit Loops to me. I don't know why. I don't know. That might just be me, but it's a citrus candle. It's lemon, sweet, lemon zest, pastry, vanilla, and sugar. Yeah, this just smells like a delicious Fruit Loopy buttercream, sweet vanilla. So good. Such good strength. Fill your space. Lovely, lovely, lovely. This has to come back next year or I will cry. Literally. And I will buy all the candles. This one I got for half off, I think. I've bought way more. I don't know what I was doing. I only bought 2 backups. I should have bought more. It's gone now. I love it so much. The Hubs loves it so much. We were both really sad. And we burnt that down to the end, by the way. I'm realizing I didn't show you the jar. I mean, like, to the end. Clean, too. A little bit of sitting in there. Nothing too serious. Love it. Love it. Gonna miss it. We got through another Bananas Foster. We like this scent. This is our second or third one we've gotten through. This one's in the 3-wick format, per usual with Kringle. Clean burn in the 3-wick. This one is banana, brown sugar, soft spice, smoked vanilla bean, butter, softwoods, and sweet. This is another one that I did a scent to table episode in. Love it. Want to eat it. To me, this smells exactly like Bananas Foster. You have what feels like a broken down banana. You have some good spice in there. It's very sweet, buttery. Ugh, I want to pour this on ice cream and eat it. I need to make Bananas Foster again. I gotta look up my recipe from that video and make it again. It was so good. And then I have, let's see, 2, 4, 5 daylights. Now, y'all, I originally bought the fall daylights bundle and was gonna do a full review. Did a cold sniff, recorded it. Some of these I really liked on cold, and then I started getting into burning these, and very few of these had any strength or throw. I know this is a small candle, but I have burned a lot of daylights from Kringle, and they usually still deliver in my bathroom space with the door shut. And a couple of these, I just couldn't smell them at all, even with the door shut. So I just was like, you know what? I'm not doing the review. I'll do it as empties. There's not a single, there's maybe one. There's maybe one of the daylights I would recommend buying, and that's going to be in this pile. I don't think any of the other ones are on that list. Anyhow, Apple Rum Cake. This was one I was actually on the fence about. I was able to get some strength out of this one, and I have notes to remember. I said, don't hate it. That's good. This is a polarizing scent. Now, in my opinion, you have to love dates. This is a date first candle. It is not a apple rum cake candle in my opinion. This is straight up dates and like sugary date. I don't get much apple at all, and you do get a hint of that rum, but it smells more like a spiced rum. To me, if I had to describe this conceptually, this smells a lot like what this bread looks like. It smells like you tried to make a healthy apple fall dessert, and instead of using real sugar, you used dates. And I don't mean date sugar. I mean like you used dates to sweeten it. And you maybe added a little too much. And then you put rum in there, but maybe it didn't get baked off. That's the vibe I get from this. So it's like a par-baked, healthy apple spice cake. It's not bad. It's just not good. It's not the gourmand I was looking for. I don't think it's the gourmand a lot of us were looking for, but it's not horrible. I think if you go into it with lower expectations, you would like it. This is Apple Love. Now, y'all, this one I honestly can't tell you much about because this had the wrong wick in it. Usually these daylights, the wick nickel has a shorter piece of metal at the bottom so that it can burn further down. And I was like, oh yeah, I got time to film that and take notes on it. And the wick nickel was, I mean, this is where the bottom of the wick nickel was, and it extinguished. Normally it will look a lot more empty, comparable to, say, this one, right? You put these side by side. So something was off about the wick on this one. I couldn't get all the way through it. I can tell you that I don't like this scent. It smells very soapy to me. It's for something that's supposed to be Apple Love. I actually don't get much apple from this at all. I asked the hubs, is this worth chopping up and putting in the warmer? Do you want to smell this? He doesn't like it, and he likes apple. So this would not be one that I would gravitate towards at all. This does not scream Apple Love to me. It screams dish soap. So I can't tell you about strength and throw because it didn't burn long enough for me to get a good feel for it. The one in the bundle that I would recommend is Autumn Amber. However, with a caveat, you have to like amber. This is basically an amber candle. It is warm. It is cozy. It's a little bit woody, a little bit sweet. It is an absolutely gorgeous, almost feels more like atmospheric vibe. It's like it's just kind of changes the feeling of the room. Not so much like, ooh, I can smell X, Y, or Z in it. I do like it. I probably would pick it up if I see it on sale. Decent strength, I would say medium at best, but it's not... All the amber note and everything that's in here feels very grounding. There's nothing to carry it to a higher strength, so it's not going to be a powerhouse. At least that's my prediction. I haven't burned it in the larger candles, but it doesn't feel like it's going to be super strong. Salted Maple Pumpkin is another one I got through. This one actually had good strength. It filled the space, but for me, there was too much spice in this. It was too spicy. It muted out the maple, which ended up feeling very muted in here. The banana bread, it kind of gave me like banana bread vibes. There's no banana bread note in here, but it smelled like banana bread. But with how much spice this was, it was overspiced. It ended up smelling like burnt banana bread to me, not like this picture would suggest. So good strength, but I didn't like how spicy that one was. I would say if you like fall spice and you want something that feels bready, pick that up. Good throw at least. This one on my note, it just says basically unscented, and that is the Velvet Fig, which is sad because this is gorgeous on cold. Absolutely amazing on cold. This was going to be, I think this was maybe 1 or 2 in my ranking on cold. Yummy, yummy fig fragrance. Yeah, sweet, a little bit woody. Oh, it's gorgeous. Couldn't smell it. Couldn't smell it with the door shut. Couldn't smell the entire burn with the door shut. So I can't tell you what it smells like on warm because I didn't get its presence. I assume that translates to the big jars. Again, I don't know. That's the daylight. But in my experience, buying daylights first to test out a fragrance, so far when I buy it in the large jar, if it's strong in the daylight, it's stronger in the large jar. So I'm not going to buy that one in the big jar, even if it goes on sale. I have 2 other candles. One of those is the Voluspa. This is the Casa Pacifica. Loved the vessel on this. I love the blue and the shiny. Super clean burn. This is a very aquatic scent. It is California driftwood, sea salt, and shore brush. Very fresh, very clean, very watery. I actually would get this in a larger vessel. I like it that much. I need to look at their website. I don't think it's out right now. And I don't think I've seen it at my store that sells this particular candle brand. We'll see. But this is going to go on a list of pick it up if you see it again. And I got this in Washington when I was visiting my sister this spring. We also finished up from Swan Creek Candle Co. Yay, our little coffee candle. Hubs finally got through this one. This was a part of my best coffee candle collection series. This is in their cold brew coffee scent. A little bit weird that you'd put a cold brew scent in a mug, because usually mugs are for hot coffee. But we liked the scent anyways. Not a great performer, not super strong. This was designated as a desk candle. There was also quite a bit of issue with it tunneling. Couldn't fit it in the Hurricane because of the handle. I could have put it in the bigger Hurricane, but I use that one all the time up here. So it took him a while to get through it. Struggled quite a bit with it. We're both happy to be done with it, and we are moving on. It's a great coffee scent, but for the trouble, not worth it. There are other good coffee scents out there on the market that aren't going to cause those same sort of problems. All right, y'all. That is my mid-month empties. I am happy with the progress that I'm making so far this month. There is still a lot up there on my burn rotation shelf. There is more to come. Do not worry. There will be a September empties end of month video that I'll post probably like October 1st. And I'm going to have lots of apple and spice and woody and just fun stuff in that one as well. So make sure you're subscribed. Give me a thumbs up if you appreciated this video and you like the empties content. I know y'all usually enjoy it, so I'm happy to do a mid-month one this time around. If you have any questions about any of these candles, let me know. Put those in the comments below. If you're having similar experiences, validate me. If yours was more positive or better or worse on some of these, put that in there as well. I'd like to get more feedback for other viewers to get an idea of how these candles might perform in their space. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I hope you all have a great week. Take care. Bye-bye.